now we're just a couple of weeks removed of Tyson Fury's beatdown of Deontay Wilder. The conversation about everybody involved in the fight game in that weight class is what?
Well, there's certainly a new star in the division, and I think one of the things that excites people is that we could eventually start getting the super fights at the heavyweight ranks that we've been looking for. I mean, as long as Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua were holding belts and were at the top of their respective political divides, we weren't going to get that fight. It just wasn't going to happen anytime soon, or maybe not at all. Tyson Fury's in a bit of a different situation. Fury, from day one, his mindset's always been, I'm going to fight the best. It's what it should be. I'm going to fight the best, and my promoters work for me, and they're going to go out there and make a deal. So if Fury can win this rematch on July 18th with Wilder, I think there's no doubt we'll see Fury versus Joshua. And maybe because Deontay's been knocked off a couple of times, down the line in 2021, we'll get Wilder versus one of those two, preferably Joshua, at that point. So I think what happened a couple of weeks ago, Rich, was maybe the best thing that could possibly happen to heavyweight boxing. There's kind of a break in the logjam, in the politics of it all, and the potential at least to have consistent super fights in that division.
Well, I mean, Tyson Fury is definitely magnetic. There's just no two ways about it. I mean, a video that we reposted here at Rich Eisen Show on our Twitter feed at Rich Eisen Show the night of the fight of Fury just unburdening himself, unfiltered to me here in June about his battle with mental health went spread like wildfire. And people could not get enough about Tyson Fury and his story.
Yeah, it's great that a story like that and a fight like that brought in mainstream outlets like yourself and others to get to know a guy like Fury. I mean, I've covered him since like 2013, and certainly chronicled his downfall after the win over Vladimir Klitschko. And I don't know if I can remember too many better redemption stories. To be 400 plus pounds and to lose all that weight and become an elite athlete once again, and knock off the most fearsome puncher in the game, that's really impressive for Tyson Fury. I think, look, as we look ahead to the rematch, or the third fight, I guess you should say, the only thing that I wonder about is what's going to happen to Tyson over these next couple of months. I mean, as you know by now, he's mentally in a good place when he's trying to fight for what he wants, and he wanted to fight back and get back to the top of the heavyweight division once again. He did that. When he beat Vladimir Klitschko, and he was the undisputed heavyweight champion, or at least the unified heavyweight champion, that's when things kind of fell apart for him. He kind of felt like he got everything that he wanted, and it was all kind of downhill from there. I hope it doesn't happen, but one of my questions about Fury is, now that he's accomplished what he set out to accomplish, does he still have that same edge? Does he still train the same way and commit to the fight with the same mindset? Because say what you want about Deontay Wilder and where he is right now, but the guy still has an eraser of a right hand. So if you come in any kind of questionable shape, he is going to knock you out.
Well, I mean, I don't know how you could read anything into it either, Chris, because, looking pre-fight when the fighters were on camera, Fury was the one singing and dancing, and Wilder was the one locked in, focused, and then apparently his 40-pound costume was the thing that got him all wobbly-legged too quickly, and then Fury made short work of him and sang Don McLean's American Pie with the whole crowd. I mean, how do you view what his version of locked in is, right?
Yeah, well, some of it is a bit of an act. Like, one thing with Fury is that he knows, and he knew after or before the first fight, that his antics got under the skin of Deontay Wilder and affected him and made him fight maybe a little bit differently in that first fight. So he's all about kind of the mind games that you can play. I mean, as far as Wilder goes, I mean, he was basically playing blame game bingo after that fight, where it's like it's the costume he wore, then it was the referee, and then it was there's a handful of other things he blamed, as a result of that. Some cheap shots by Tyson Fury. I mean, he kind of went out there and spread the blame with a fire hose to anyone that would listen to him, and I didn't think that was a particularly good look for him. So. But Fury, I think, will be the exact same fighter, at least in terms of his antics in the next fight. It's just who he is. But I want to see how he trains, if he's still committed, before I'm all in on Tyson Fury winning the third fight.